Nick actually always joked with us and said that you're not a real runner unless you run a marathon. So here we are.
I was just lucky enough to have been assigned to him. I'll never forget the first day that I met them. The night nurse that was coming off shift was like, "You're going to absolutely love this family."
It's awesome that we have a whole group of us representing Nick and running in memory of him.
Hi, my name is Megan Dean.
Jessica Gaspar, and I am Timothy's older sister.
Hi, my name is Jen Pascarosa.
Hi, my name is Tara Tassini.
Nick faced a challenge every single day during his diagnosis. So yeah, every time I want to complain about the running, he got up to face a marathon every day for 2 years.
I am a registered nurse. I started my career at Boston Children's Hospital on the neuro-oncology floor. I had the pleasure of meeting the Gaspar family back when Nick was diagnosed in May of 2022. I could talk for hours on the shifts that I spent with Nick. And, there were 12-hour shifts, and I would always so look forward to the days where I actually knew that Nick was in the hospital for selfish reasons, that I could spend my days with the Gaspars. He said once, sometimes life really sucks, but you only have one, so you can't stop living. To hear that coming out of a 16-year-old's mouth, he taught me so much. He was so special. He was such a special, special boy.
So I've been thinking about that question, why do I run? Why do I run for Nick? Jen Pascarosa called me. She never calls me. We usually just text, so I answered, and she just said, Nick is sick, Nick's sick. I remember exactly where I was on Chestnut Street. I remember just life changed that minute. I can't forget it. It's every time I drive by the spot where I was, Nick's memory comes up and just everything they've been through. I want to finish the marathon so that Jen and Tim can say, fuck you, cancer, you're not winning. You're not winning today, you're not winning tomorrow. And hopefully that will motivate everyone just to keep pushing so no kid ever has to go through this again in their life.
My immediate reaction was, I can't do this. There's no possible way I can take this on. The thought of taking on such a challenge seemed absolutely impossible. Within minutes of thinking of Nick and what he went through and what they went through, and not one time did he ever complain or voice a complaint. He did it with a smile. I immediately was, okay, this is clear to me. I have to do this for him. I want to do this for him. More than just a race for me. It's a mission to honor his legacy, to share his story, and foster the hope that through all of our efforts of raising money and awareness, that we can be part of something great, and we can help support research and target that specific germ cell that he was battling.
Nick actually said to Jen and I one day when we were like, are you going to come watch us run this half marathon? We thought we were awesome that we were doing that. And he was like, no, I have no interest in watching you run a half marathon. You're not a real runner unless you run a marathon. After Nick passed away, my outlet became running. I spent a lot of time running, thinking about Nick, just trying to process. It was a way that I could be there to support my kids going through this, and obviously to support the Gaspars. I'll never forget it. She texted me back and she said, if we are running a marathon, it's Boston. And I was like, we're running the Boston Marathon. Nick said, I'm not a real runner unless I run a marathon, so I'm going to run a marathon and I'm going to be a real runner for Nick.
When Nick was at the end of his life, I felt like I was losing, I'm going to cry. I felt like I was losing a family member, because that's how close I got with them. That pain and grief that I felt after losing Nick, I thought to myself, how can I honor him in the best way that I can? Raising money for Dana-Farber and for cancer research in the hope that no one will ever have to experience this level of loss ever again. But mostly just my love for him and how much he changed my life, not only as a nurse, but as a person.
It's amazing what these women do, and especially Megan. I would call these nurses and her especially the heroes. Couldn't be prouder for Jen and the achievements that she's she's running this marathon and we're doing it together. She's an incredible woman, and I am honored to run by her side every step of the way.
What she's doing is just amazing to me, that she lost her son not even a year ago and she's able to do this. I was like, yeah, I'm going to run a marathon for Nick. And of course I would have, but not having the support of running with her and doing it together, it's just invaluable. I just cry every time I even think about it. Being with her, crossing the finish line, watching her accomplish that for her son, that means more to me than honestly anything. Jess crossing for her nephew, like Megan. I'm just really so proud of all of us.
I've run with them and they're always like, oh, I can't catch up with you, but they can. They're both good athletes. Nick had such a great humor through his sickness and all the hospital stay, so I just use that attitude, like, let's go ladies, just suck it up. I'm more like the motivational speaker like that. My dad actually just passed away from cancer, so it just was ironically that she asked me if I wanted a number. Of course I took it with such honor. I'm running so that maybe some reason we can't fathom that Nick is behind this and gonna push us through this, so no kid ever has to go through this.
I think that's what we all do. We run for Nick.
And I definitely think of Nick a lot during my runs. I think to show his strength that he had, and hopefully I can show as well, his determination and his fight to end this. It's definitely awesome that we have a whole group of us representing Nick and running in memory of him. And I love that we're all running for different organizations. I don't know if we'll all be together on the course, but we'll all definitely start together. We probably won't end together, but I think it's amazing that we'll all be out there running for him. We want to thank everyone who has come to all of our events and supported us. Even just online donations has been amazing and more than I ever thought. Our foundation just kind of started out almost a year ago, and it's kind of mind-blowing how far we've come. We are almost at $100,000. We've been helping families financially, and we are currently partnering up with a research lab in Connecticut that has some really promising research happening for germ cell tumors specifically. Thank you to everyone, even those who donated to Boston Children's Hospital, which that will always be super important to me. Those who donated to Dana-Farber, another organization that's important to us, and the foundation. So all three, and hope we can somehow make a difference someday. If you are out there and you see us, make sure to try to wave us down and yell for us, because we are going to need all the help we can get to cross that finish line. Yeah, so we are excited. I think we're ready.